Introspect, take a sec, watch it step, where you step, when you step, falling free through the sky, feel the breeze, feel the eye, all your fears, let them die, energy never lies, introspect, take a second, let your world
It's definitely not. And all right, recording has started.
You said that with no conviction. I don't believe you.
What? What'd you say?
That Beyonce is not going to play a role in whatever your musical selection is for our intro.
Oh no. I'm not. Come on, guys. I'm not that. I'm not fanboying like that.
But you are a fanboy.
Meter reaching critical.
I am a.
Critical.
I admire.
I
admire critical mass.
Critical mass.
It's all the way to the right.
Bro. I admire the work ethic. That doesn't mean I'm fanboying over her right now.
I no longer have a phone. His meter broke my phone. So,
anyways, welcome to For the Culture. We're back. Episode 8. Wow, it's only 8. We caused a lot of.
We took a hiatus.
We did. We have.
But
we're back being consistent. Unfortunately, one of our crew, one of our fan bam is not going to be able to be with us, LJ. She's going to be out, but we still got the usual suspects. We have Osahan in the building. I told him he's the bald MJ now. He got, for those who are listening, he is fresh.
When did you cut it off?
The kitchen.
Did you do it today?
Morning. My wife did it this morning.
You decided to just shave it all off?
Listen, all the great ones.
There's layers.
All the great ones. And shout out to LeBron. Follow suit. Catch the baldy wave. If you really want to be on that Mount Rushmore, go ahead. Join the wave.
Some of us are blessed with a head full of hair.
It's not that I don't have a head full of hair. I just...
No, you bald right now. You bald.
Desperate times. I said
you bald.
Okay.
As hell.
You say that. Watch like going back.
He's reached that age in African men's lives when at this point they just keep it shaved. There's no point of
growing it out. They scrape it. That's the term.
Yeah, they scrape it off. That's it. That's it. I mean, depending on who's doing it, it can be. But old dog is at that stage now, so we won't see him with hair anymore from this point on. He's officially
we're banking it. We're calling it. We're calling it.
When barbershops open back up,
look, I said what I said.
We're going back to the pippity pips.
Osan did that ways though. He has some difference, so I give him credit for that. Abraham, what's going on, man? How are you?
Nothing much. Just got home. Feeling good. I forgot that when I left, I was in the process of spring cleaning. So when I came home and I was like, I never finished it, and I'm like, my room is kind of
Some things make you wonder though, like what's the point of spring cleaning sometimes when we're trapped in the house? Like it's just
to stay clean.
To stay clean.
All right, sure. Look, we're trapped in the house because of a pandemic.
Right.
Cleanliness sounds like, hey, that should be a top priority.
Cleanliness is a must. Cleanliness is a must. But some
I stripped this room bare and it's getting scrubbed and everything.
I feel like just some things just don't matter anymore. It just makes you think sometimes.
That sounds like somebody who's ready to just throw it all away.
Oh, no, throw it all away.
I'm not
get the dumpster out, toss everything.
Yeah, no, I mean the tone of your voice is like.
I'm definitely not a hoarder, so I'm that person. If you give me something that has no meaning, I'll toss it. So that's just me. But
we are. Is that how you feel about 2020?
You can't toss it out though.
75%, but not.
He's not there yet.
Not all the
soon. If we're still at this stage by June, he's over. Because at that point, half the year is gone.
2020 done took some stuff from us. I mean, you look at the 4 celebrities we just lost in the span of like 2 days. You feel me? Andre Harrell, Lil Richard, Betty Wright, and Jerry Stiller.
Wait. Betty White.
No, right. Not Betty White. Betty White, I don't think she's ever gonna. I think Betty White's a vampire.
Because I saw her name trending on Twitter the other day, but I was like bored and not interested.
Typical.
And then you said Betty Wright, and I'm like, I saw Betty White.
No. Betty White.
Cool.
Betty White. She was in the song.
When Betty White actually passes, people aren't going to believe it because it's been hoaxed so many times.
She was trending because they're coming out with a new Lifetime movie that she's starring in, and she's 98 years old. God damn.
Telling you, bro.
Oh, she's been through the Great Depression. She was born in 1922. She's been through the Great Depression.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the song with Betty White in it.
Hey, bitch, you better praise God or I'ma shoot and that's on God. I ain't playing by my Lord Savior. I'm on my job. If you ain't a Christian, I'ma stand.
She's in the end.
If it ain't about Jesus, I'ma hit you with this curve.
Oh, this.
Hell yeah, praise Jesus Christ. Free Palestine, free TK.
Within a span
it's the trip game. Abraham Lincoln, 16 bars ago. R.I.P. Betty White. She ain't
R.I.P. Betty White.
She ain't dead though. Oh, that's right. Abe wasn't in the studio with us when we watched that video before. What was that like? I think episode 2.
Wait, I ain't come into the picture until episode 7.
You're right. That's because it's always been the Cecil show.
But I wasn't even in the studio.
Technically, I'm not even in the picture.
I wasn't even on the same.
I'm not even in the picture. Technically, you asked Cecil.
What do you mean technically? Huh? Ask me what?
It's called the Cecil Factory.
The Cecil Factory.
It will never ever be the Cecil anything.
But we just so you're calling us liars. Wow.
Yes.
He's very accusatory today. I mean, I see a lot of finger pointing going on today from Cecil.
Oh no. But I will say 2020, I'm not throwing it all away because my son was born this year. So I can't I can't just throw 2020 away. But
you can't either, Osan, because yours is coming this year.
October.
True.
So
we're back at square one, guys. We appreciate 2020. Look at us.
Can't throw it all away.
But I need a refund from every prophet who's saying 2020 is about to be my year. A refund. And I need you to come out with the same boldness you was prophet-lying with. I need that same energy for you to make a YouTube video and say, listen, I may be misheard God. Okay. Just say that.
God said that this was going to be a trying 2020. That's what he had actually said.
2020 vision, and we end up looking blind.
Nah, everybody about to be preaching at the end of the year, 2020 hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. That's what they are preaching at the end of the year.
And they're going to say that 2021, however.
Oh,
right.
And I'm like,
it's a redo, recompense.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a conversation with the big man upstairs, and I'm going to find out what he has for my life. Because what y'all saying hasn't been coming to fruition. So I'm just going to go directly to him. I appreciate y'all, though. Keep doing the good work.
Keep doing your thing.
Keep serving him. But I'm going to go holler at him myself to find out what he has to prophesy over my life.
That personal relationship.
Hopefully things will change. But speaking of change, there are some things that obviously has not in the
history repeats itself.
Right. Too often, it seems like. So as a lot of us all know, Ahmaud Arbery tragically murdered unnecessarily without reason. He was jogging in Georgia, jogging 2 cars. One had 2 obviously white men, another a white driver. The first car pulled up, pretty much asking him where you going. Didn't need to ask him anything. Apparently his defense was there'd been some break-ins. Quiet as it's kept. The only break-in was his house. So he went on a manhunt, I guess, and felt like he fits the description. And of course, the driver, the second car, was recording, which is like, who finds the time to just record stuff like that? Anyways, they get into a tussle. He got shot. The third shot took him to the ground. Eventually, of course, he passed away. The nasty part about this is his birthday's not nasty, but his birthday was 2 days later, Friday. But the nasty part about this is the defense, the excuses that they're making is crazy. They're saying that now Ahmaud, during the scuffle, Ahmaud was the one that pulled the trigger himself. What makes it even more complicated is his dad was an ex-cop. And then what makes it just, for me, the biggest issue I have with this is we're finding out about this 2 months later.
2.5.
That is beyond me. I don't know how. I don't know why. You mean tell me that these two men were scotch-free, chilling, living their lives after they just murdered a human being, and all is well with the world in their eyes until 2 months later when social media had to cause such an uproar to arrest these men that they finally arrest these men, honestly, because we said so. I don't think it was because they felt any kind of guilt about it. I really think the department down there in Georgia arrest them because we made a huge uproar on social media. And I think that's sad in itself that we have to do that.
You know what's even more sad is that I'm on Google right now and I just typed in his first name. And you know how Google does those predictive searches where they try to finish it all for you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the first one is his full name. The second one is his first name plus video. Mm-hmm. And then the third one is Ahmaud Arbery criminal record. And I'm like, so is that what people are searching or is that what Google's throwing at me? It's just, I don't understand what his criminal record has to do, if he has one at all. That has nothing to do with the situation. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and then when you click on it, there's nothing about his criminal record at all. It's only that, hey, yeah, this person was shot. This is the person who recorded it. The police department released a statement, but there is no sign of like, yeah, this is someone who actually has an arrest record. But hey, Google, appreciate you.
There's layers to this. So I found out about this maybe 3 weeks ago. And when I heard about it, it was the immediate, dang, another one, you know, and as I was reading details and researching details on it, dang, another one. So I'm feeling a type of way. And just when I thought I had kind of gotten over the situation, and it's a sad fact that as a Black man in America, that it's not surprising to see something like this happen. But just as I'm getting over it, as a matter of fact, it was last Wednesday when the video was released. The video was released and I'm seeing it Wednesday morning. I'm sitting in the parking lot of the doctor's office because I can't go in, you know, while my wife is getting her ultrasound. And I finished watching the video. My wife FaceTimes me in as the doctor's telling us the gender of our child, a son. So, yeah, so it hit hard. And on the one hand, of course, I'm outraged, but my outrage has layers to it as well. Outrage that another innocent Black man is killed over some jungle justice. Outraged because it took a video for anyone to be outraged about it. Nobody was up in arms about it. The majority of people that I know who found out about it, Black, white, purple, whoever, only found out about it because of the video that was dropped on that Wednesday. So if the video had never got released, we wouldn't be discussing it. No, it's not even in the discussion. Here's the crazy part. Whoever released the video, so the police department in that town, Brunswick, they were investigating the fact that the video got leaked. So you guys are upset that the video got leaked. They were also investigating because when the story first broke, I think it was 3 weeks ago when I first heard about it, death threats were coming in to the father and son who committed the crime, who were involved in it. So the police department is investigating the death threats, but you guys aren't even investigating the actual murder. Right. Get out of here. Yeah. And the third layer for me is, you know, you're hearing, you know, outrage coming from all sides, right? All races of people, right?
Hey, you know what's crazy? What? You know who leaked the video?
Oh,
I don't even know who leaked the video.
The homie of the two guys who got arrested.
Yeah. But so here's the crazy part. He was a part of it, though.
Hey, yeah, they wouldn't get in trouble. It's going.
To stop the riots or something like that.
But he's the one who he was about to be.
Good. It backfired. Thank you.
He was going to pull the trigger. He was going to pull the trigger too. If you listen to the video, my man was cocking his piece to go shoot too. So my hope is, though, really hope, because I got numb when I saw the video. I was numb. My hope is, because this case has too many similarities to the Trayvon Martin case.
Yeah.
George Zimmerman called called dispatch, and dispatch said, don't follow him. These two individuals, the McMichael's, son and father, they called dispatch, and dispatch said, well, what does he look like? What is he doing? Oh, well, he looks like the guy. He's jogging. What do you mean he looks like the guy? They told him not to follow. They still followed. A scuffle ensued with Trayvon, scuffle ensued with these two.
The question that I have is like, you don't bother a human. You don't bother if you feel like, even if you are a racist and you see this person that looks like, allegedly, broke into my house, you wouldn't have the decency to at least say, hey, I got a question for you. Like, the first thought is, let me whip out my gun, a murderous weapon.
Shotgun. Shotgun.
A shotgun of all. Like, it bothers me. And I think that one of the biggest issues, here's the thing. I am a father with I'm a 3-month, veteran father. See how I did that? And, the perspective, your perspective shifts. When I was, single, young Black man, no kids, you see all these murders, and don't get me wrong, you're devastated, you're angry, you're frustrated, but there's a level of
take away from this. But ladies, remember, he said he's a single Black father.
Bingo.
So if anybody's in the market,
listen.
Oh gosh,
we may call him Suge Diddy.
I'm just working hard.
He got a heart of gold. He has a heart of gold.
Not that violent.
Wow.
But Suge Diddy is they got money. So shout out the single Black father, Cecil, Suge Diddy Williams. Ladies, hop on that train before we don't know how 2020 is gonna end. So you better hop on it now rather than wait until it's too late.
Just wash your hands before you.
But anyways,
continue.
So being not having a kid before all of this, you see it, you're frustrated, you're angry, all this stuff. But then there's a level of, now when you think about it, it's a level of, I won't say ignorance, but you kind of just push past it. Like, it's happening. But then there's a layer of you that it hits different. And now on this side of the hill, it's interesting because now you see yourself in a different way. You think about your life, you think about, every move you make and making sure it's the right one because it affects somebody, whether you're here or not here, because life is short. You still don't know what could happen. But then you think about your children, you think about your child, and it's like, how am I supposed to communicate this when he gets older? And the sad thing is this type of stuff going to be around when he gets older? A big part of me saying yes, just because I don't know if we're going to see real change in a quick hurry, but I really do pray it's a slow, gradual change. But when he gets to that age of starting to see stuff, it's like, well, what do you tell him? Well, how do you respond to that? And I think that's the most painful thing about this is, like, you see this 25-year-old man still had a full life ahead of him, killed 2 days before his birthday. It's messy. It's nasty. And as much as I'm upset, the one thing that I am very troubled with is how fast we move on. Like,
he's going to be a hashtag.
And I said this on my social media a couple of days ago, and I said, like, my biggest fear is the how quick we move on by Monday. What's today? Tuesday? By Monday, yesterday, my prediction was, I was like, okay, I don't think we're going to be talking about this as heavy as we are this weekend. We're just not. And sure enough, it's Tuesday. And the only time we might talk about it, unless there's like breaking news that they got convicted or.
No, there's plenty of breaking news regarding the situation. I can keep talking. I'll rattle off.
Yeah. So it's, so as far as just having the conversation about right and wrong when it comes to racism and gender and ethnicity and all this stuff, I feel like my hope is that it just becomes a constant conversation, not just one and done when something happens, and now we at a peak where we're talking about it and then it just drops. Like, I need it to be a constant conversation, or else it's going to be up and down like it always has been for the past 20 years. I mean, honestly, from my, because I'm almost 30, so the last time that this all started for me, as far as any kind of racial tension and stuff like that, was the Rodney King. When that whole situation. So growing up from that point to now, it's like it's always been up and down when it comes to the conversation, and I'm kind of tired of it. I need this conversation to actually be more frequent, because we need to, something has to happen. Something has to happen. So
just a couple corrected pieces. Number one, he was born on Mother's Day, so we didn't.
Okay, got it.
The outrage didn't start until 2 days before his birthday, after 2.5 months of covering stuff up. When it initially happened, the police found probable cause to make an arrest, and the district attorney told him not to. What else? There was no rash of break-ins. The shooters made that up on the fly. What else? What else do we have here? Georgia, the Department of Justice in the state of Georgia have requested that a special investigation be done into the handling of this case from Jump Street.
Especially since didn't one of the McMichaels work with the district attorney?
Yep, and was a retired law enforcement officer. Yep.
And the district attorney blocked originally the arrest. Yeah, that's not a good look, though. Not a good look.
Yep.
Yeah, this is nasty. This is really ugly.
It's not. And hold on, there's one more.
Because my concern, as you're looking, my concern is this.
Here's the other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when it immediately happened, the other thing I looked for, immediately jumped on Google to see was, well, what are they saying about his record? Because before any convictions happen, the thing they always do is try to drag us and slander us in the court of public opinion. So with Trayvon, he had marijuana in his system, so he must have been high, and that's what he found back.
Also, all the incriminated looking pictures, like the MySpace type pictures where you may got a gun in the picture. You just got a little thuggish. You got the snapback on a certain way. You got the bandana on, stuff like that. They
stuff from your past. They drag it up. So here's the current. Here's the current conspiracy.
Our MySpace pictures being found. I'm glad that I can't find them.
Really?
But God forbid, and unfortunately, the sad part is they will be found.
Yep.
If I do a crime, or if I'm involved in something that's like, hey, let's paint Abraham.
They dig it up quickly.
All of a sudden, my parents gonna see my MySpace pictures from the MySpace account I shouldn't have had, and I'm gonna be like, even I couldn't find it. So you know what?
So how you gonna blame me? Why you coming for me? Why you come for me? So besides a criminal record, though, the other theory that's being, or slander that's being floated around to try to discredit all of this, I read this last week, was that, check this out, he was wearing Timbs when everything happened, and who goes for a jog wearing Timbs?
Anybody who's trying to get they weight up, dog. You know how
first of all, that video was blurry as all get out. How can you even tell the man's wearing Timbs?
Shoot.
Man wearing Timbs, all I can think of is, look, he in Georgia. Maybe they got a different style. Maybe there was a tactic to it. Maybe he just don't have running shoes. Maybe he was trying to work on his lower body. We don't know.
Why? Why can't we just focus on the fact that an innocent life was lost?
I don't even understand why his shoes matter.
Why his shoes matter? Well, because who goes for, if you guys are claiming he went for a jog, who goes for a jog wearing Timbs? First of all, what would put you in a frame of mind to be analyzing that video so closely to even imagine in your mind that he was wearing Timbs, just so you can discredit the legitimacy of the fact that an innocent person lost their life?
I've gone to the beach wearing Timbs.
You feel me?
Right. So does that mean I'm lying that I wasn't really going to the beach? I had other intentions.
I could just only imagine him if he was still here. Ahmaud yelling at the detective and all these people like, yo, he came after me. Like, what difference does it make if I was wearing Timbs or New Balances? He came after me.
The other thing that, because you mentioned it, Osan, was the fact that old boy Nick Michaels, I guess is the older one. He said that there have been break-ins, but the last reported break-in was 7 weeks prior to that incident. So you look at when this happened, 7 weeks. That's low key 2019, very beginning of 2020. So it's radio silent in terms of break-ins.
Yeah.
And somehow all of a sudden you think you found the one. After 7 weeks, you found the one.
And the house that they're saying, oh, well, he was snooping around this house. It's a house with no windows.
My man thought he was Batman.
It's nothing. And multiple white people from that neighborhood have said that they've walked in and out of that house. A real estate agent has said, yeah, I've walked in and out of that house and nothing has happened. So all of a sudden that Ahmaud walks through this house and you think in your mind, well, he looks like the guy who's been doing these break-ins. So let's go ahead and chase him. Y'all chase him in 2 cars, 3 individuals in 2 cars, and you're armed. What? It just makes zero sense. And I pray to God that this does not end up like another Trayvon situation where the killers get off, because if they do,
that'll cause a whole lot of damage.
You know what pisses me off just so much right now is the fact that, okay, you have what this happened with vigilante law enforcement. We're gonna just call them vigilante.
Oh!
I remember the video of the Karen in the state park.
Yep.
And how she was arrested.
Yep.
No, nothing else. She wasn't shot. She wasn't tasered and everything. But people were like, yo, you're infringing upon our rights. You're abusing your power, et cetera, et cetera. Yet now with this dude, it's like, yo, if he just stood still. If he just complied.
You should have just sat there and listened to their questions.
Oh, Karen from Idaho was resisting and causing a ruckus, and she ain't get shot. What? Why she ain't get shot by actual police? But vigilantes, we got to comply to vigilantes.
People are showing up. People are protesting this whole quarantine situation, this whole stay-at-home order, showing up to state capitals and local government buildings, armed militia, bulletproof vests and weapons, and police aren't doing anything. But an unarmed African American male in shorts, a t-shirt, jogging, gets shot, and all of a sudden, y'all disappear. But you can't handle the people. I wish one of these armed vigilantes would try to walk up on the White House lawn. He will get taken out by the snipers ASAP.
Yep.
But the discrepancy is too much. This is too much.
Then the news, we caught wind of the news, and in the midst of that, there were 2 other murders. A woman who got shot multiple times, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but was it in her own household?
In her own household.
They came in her house.
Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, Breonna. I almost said Brenda, but it was Breonna Taylor.
Yeah, Breonna Taylor.
They came into her house and just shot her. And nobody that I don't even know if that got any further than, they get arrested, them getting arrested, something. But the last time I checked, when I first got introduced to the story, was they couldn't find the killers. They're still on the loose, from what I knew.
Yeah, they have. She's the EMT.
Yeah. So it's nasty. It's just amazing to see, even the murders that are going under the rug, under our noses, that people don't even know. And just the double standard. I mean, you go from that to Shannon Brown being, defending his own household, but he gets arrested and tried. Like it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's hard. It's hard to see. It's hard to really, and forget, and I know even people will look at Shannon Brown and they look at him as athlete or a person who dated Monica and all this stuff. Okay, forget all that. Like, this is still a human being. And if I can't have a right to defend my house because they step foot on my territory, it's really painful to see. It's painful to see.
Unannounced too. They showed up unannounced.
Right.
Talking about, well, the home was for sale. No. You walked into this man's house. There was no open house going on, even though the house is for sale. You just walk in, stop it.
So that means that they must have still tried to press the issue. It wasn't like, because usually a good human, if you come into my territory or accidentally even, I might tell you the first time really fast, leave or get out or something. But somewhere along those lines, there must have been a tussle or something where they just didn't listen to Shannon Brown. So I cannot imagine Shannon just popping off for the first second and like, all right, I'm gonna get my gun. No way possible.
Nah.
As a civilized human being, at least. So it's nasty. We do hope that, you know, things get corrected soon. We hope that there is a conviction. Suspects are found, even with the Miss Taylor's death. And of course, our prayers go out to Ahmaud's family, Taylor's family. We hope that the Shannon trial gets corrected soon, because it's just a lot of mess. It's a lot of stuff that just is wrong about it all. But there was some hope this weekend. We were provided hope, provided joy with a great battle between, on a lighter note, Jill Scott and Erykah Badu.
Yes, Lord.
And when I tell you, I felt like my skin was nourished and
your skin was nourished.
It felt like ashy? Cocoa butter. I felt like I was ashy, and then when I pressed play, I was just fine. Like that battle was just, I don't even know if that was a battle. Honestly, I felt like that was like a jam session times 10.
It was necessary. That's what it was. Okay. After what we had to endure with Teddy and Babyface going 1.5. I can't even call one of those a full round. After what we went through with, I mean, some of those earlier battles were just kind of like, meh. Now for the gospel side, shout out to Hezekiah Walker and John P. Key. Yes. Although I would have rather seen John P. Key and like Fred Hammond. That's just me.
John P. Key would have mopped him though.
I don't know, bro. Fred got some. It's Fred man.
Got hit.
Fred got. I mean, we got him. Fred was great until he cut off the dreads and had to get both knees replaced. That's when Fred lost me.
Yes, and he's still walking too.
But Erykah and
Jill Scott.
You said that with such excitement.
Jill Scott, listen, I'll be honest. Jill Scott was like my crush when I was a tad younger. Like she was a little bit, still is a little bit. But
I was gonna say, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Don't say it too loud. The Beehive might get you.
I will say, I don't care about no Beehive. But I will say that battle was great. Jill Scott is my favorite. I thought Jill won. Honestly.
I second that motion.
I love the fact that she came back at Erykah with the same song in the first round. This song's like, you might have, sung it, but I wrote it and played it, the live version. And
what a flex.
She did that. That was a huge flex, a huge flex. Of course, Badu. The older she gets, the weirder she gets, but that's here nor there. She has some hits.
Hey, Cecil, do you have one of her special candles at home?
I don't. I really don't. I don't want to, actually.
I was gonna say, you sound a little disappointed. You ain't.
Yeah, he did sound hella disappointed.
Unfortunately, I don't.
Yeah, I tried, but it sold out in minutes. I really, I was
a second candle. Late. I don't want candles like that. I don't want, sage and all that stuff. I don't want to be yelling at air. Now, if you peeped her post party, you'll see what I'm talking about. It was entertaining but weird.
Did Jill Scott have a post party?
No, I don't think so. But what they did do was they sold merch, which was smart. They got some merch in. But the battle was really great. I thought they both brung it, and it was good. Did you guys see it? Abraham, did you see it?
No, I wasn't able to watch it. I was more concerned with the aftermath of the when we'll get to that.
Yeah, I caught. I think it was a good 10 minutes of it, and then I had to. Why did I get off? Oh, I had to get off because we had that call.
What call?
Yeah. Massive conference call, and then after that, I was like, this thing's about to be over. I might as well just watch these UFC fights. So I caught what I caught was good.
It was
we
really
needed
good.
it. It was needed.
Yeah.
You know, and the day before Mother's Day, you know, they're both mothers. They're both pretty good mothers, although Erykah named her kids weird stuff. You know, Erykah out here naming her kids Seven and Puma. And you know, the kid she had with Andre 3000, that kid is in college right now.
Don't sleep. Yep.
Like, we out here crazy. Old.
We getting old, bro. Yikes. Old. Yeah, no, it was good.
Y'all.
It was, well, all right.
You included me and stuff like that.
The battle was good. It was rich. It was powerful. It was needed. It was full of kindness. It was full of joy.
Very strong.
They couldn't even tear each other down, even if they wanted to. Like, it was. I mean, Jill Scott. I'll tell you this. Jill Scott did have a little shade in her. You know, even from the first track, when she played the first track of her live song that she wrote. So, you know, Jill's still trying to win, but shout out to those two queens. They definitely held their own. It was really good. Of course, Timbaland. And well, before I get to that, the next battle. So a couple of days after, there's this huge uproar on Twitter. Twitter was in a frenzy because, you know, people saying, you know, the Lizzo crowd was out here saying, oh, you know, how come Lizzo doesn't get the same respect? Doesn't get the same respect as Jill Scott. That's not fair. And the route of all things they were taking, it was, oh, you know, it's body shaming. They're both big. They're both, you know, the same size. And how come Lizzo doesn't get the same respect? And I was looking at this like, are we serious? Are we really doing this? Like, first of all, how dare you? How dare y'all bring up Lizzo? Also, did you just turn your camera off?
I did. You don't need to see my face right now. Furious.
I'll put on my camera for this moment because I'm ready.
How dare you guys, for those who are listening or watching, you put Lizzo in the same category. First of all, this is not about weight. People, this is about class. Let's just end that. Like, this is not about weight. We have accepted plenty of girls that came in shapes, sizes, and figures.
Have we really though?
I think we have. The way they're defending Lizzo, the way they make it seem like we just reject anybody who look like Lizzo. And that's honestly, I don't think that's true. I don't. Queen Latifah is one for sure.
Queen Latifah also
The Brat.
The Brat, she ain't that big.
She was big.
Stop it. Yes, she is.
She was big.
Stop it. It's because she wore baggy clothes. That's why you didn't notice.
Missy Elliott was big.
Missy was big.
I love Missy. I love me Missy.
Missy was big.
Hey, I need you to speak your mind right now so I can say what I gotta say. Say what you gotta say for it.
All right, look.
Once you set up the alley-oop.
So here's the thing. Okay. No, actually, I'm likely opposite of where you two stand. Here's my thing in terms of the whole Lizzo thing. Your use of the word class is it amuses me. The reason being is that I guess one can interpret this as saying that Lizzo is classless. I would use the example of that Staples Center incident as the reason why, because she decided to show out her ass, but she was just wearing a thong. But for the most part, I've had no issues with Lizzo as a woman. I don't really listen to her music like that, so I can't comment on her music career. But for me, she's a big woman. I think she's a pretty.
The pause after that was
no, because I want to make
pause
sure
was pregnant.
It was.
I want to make sure that I'm very clear and very intentional with what I'm saying. I have no issues with Lizzo. I feel like one of the most amazing things on a woman, one of the most amazing things for people in general, is confidence. Lizzo is a confident woman, and I love that. And she has every right to be. Look at, I don't really know her backstory like that, but she's prominent, she's successful now. In terms of comparing her to Jill Scott, who
that's exactly what I was going to ask you,
blessed us with, not blessed is a wrong word to use.
No, it's appropriate.
No, I think so.
Who gave us the performance of the Gawk Gawk Twisty 3000 on stage. I'm really, really, really glad.
Don't forget the double hand.
Right.
Yeah, we can call it all types of things. I don't understand why we need to compare the two, but I do understand why they are trying to. Because look, when it comes to Lizzo and the criticism that people give her, what's one of the things that people always come for? And it's not even like whether that's their intention. When it comes to, let's break it down even simpler. When you just throw jokes at people, someone does something, it's not like you hate them or anything, but you're going to throw shade, you're going to throw jokes. You're going to go after one of the most common jokes possible about that person, right? Like, Osan, let's say I wanted to crack jokes, but I have no issues. I don't hate you. I think you're a good person. There's nothing. But someone started to bring you up, and I'm like, that bald headed mom, like, I'm gonna come at your bald head, even though that's not an issue. It's not like I'm have any issues with bald people or whatnot.
Right.
Because, for the first half of my life up until college, I had to always keep it shaved too. Shout out to my mom. Happy belated Mother's Day. Even though I did call you, I just want to let you know now. But you did keep me bald headed for the first 18 years of my life. So
my dad did the same.
That scarred me.
My dad did the same.
So, not like I have an issue with bald people, but when it comes to Lizzo, people may not have issues with Lizzo, but when she acts in a certain way that's not appealing to people, what's the easiest joke that they're going to start throwing out is her weight. Like, that's whether they're.
I don't think the thing is, I don't think our issue is not she doesn't appeal to us, because vocally I think she's great, but how she carries herself is.
For me, she carries herself with confidence. Aside from that Staples Center situation, which I agree, like, that was unnecessary, but at the same time, it's like. But there's more, and I'm like, what? To be honest, I wouldn't do that. But I've done some wild stuff where people looked at me like, really, and I'm like, hell yeah, because that's who I am. What the hell, like, I'm gonna do that stuff.
But we can say she's not even in the class of Jill Scott.
The class word,
but she's not.
So when
I don't see how
we're about class, and this is pun intended, she's not in the same weight class. Like this is like talking about. This is like comparing Manny Pacquiao or Floyd Mayweather to Mike Tyson. Like, it's two different weight classes. It doesn't mean they're not great boxers, but you're comparing people in two different weight classes. I'm trying to understand how this is even a conversation.
It's a conversation because
listen. Jill Scott just had this beautiful black magical moment with Erykah Badu. Why are y'all bringing up Lizzo right after this? Like, there's no reason to do that. I'm perplexed.
Because people
people are bored. People are bored. People are losing their minds.
People are bored. But Jill Scott is someone who, is
Jill Scott out here giving oral examinations. And y'all
exactly. She's not afraid to show off her oral skills, and people
we're okay with it.
Lizzo,
we're okay with it.
Shake that ass on live camera.
I have no problem with Lizzo.
Yeah, but people got upset about it. It's like
people are making me have an issue with Lizzo now at this point.
Making all the motions and the noises. You got a woman who's just shaking her ass, which is everybody shakes their ass.
Here's the thing. Okay,
but we come at one person, whereas the other person we just be like, "Yo, Jill Scott, you did that thing, man. I was in love. Oh my goodness,
Jill Scott,
your DMs,
Jill Scott,
not me personally."
Is a MILF.
I don't do that.
Let's just get it out there now. Okay.
Yes.
She's a MILF. Lizzo isn't there yet though. She's gonna get that status one day.
She's really strong.
Why can't we just celebrate both women for the art that this is my issue with people. This is my issue with our people.
People haven't been celebrating Lizzo though.
This is my issue with Twitter. This is my issue with people. Why can't we just celebrate folks?
Of Lizzo that I've seen of celebration for Lizzo.
Just celebrate Jill Scott. Why you got to compare her with Lizzo? Celebrate Lizzo. I love Lizzo. I got no issue with Lizzo. But y'all making me dislike Lizzo right now.
But here's the thing.
I can go on Twitter and search Lizzo, and even before the whole Jill Scott thing, I guarantee you most of those tweets are going to be clowning Lizzo.
I get it. But why do you have to use this moment that Jill Scott just had to try to inject Lizzo into the conversation?
Because we're in 2020.
It's ridiculous.
Need to make comparisons. It's the same. What you're asking is the same reason. Like, why are we watching the Michael Jordan documentary?
Last Dance?
How LeBron is being constantly brought up after every episode.
No, I get that. And it's the same exact principle. It's just frustrating to me
it's
that
the
we
modern
do that
era,
as this,
guys.
Yeah, it's the modern era, and it's the reason why we are so jacked up in the head, because we have to compare everything. We can't just celebrate. We don't spend enough time celebrating.
But I'm actually intrigued to why Lizzo doesn't get, why?
Because we've done a poor job. We've done a poor job as generation from generation to generation. We've done a poor job of teaching people like where a person most likely got something from or got a talent or whatever. So now what happens is when you have a new artist like Lizzo doing their thing, and then you have Jill Scott, who's been around for a cool minute. You have the younger generation who looks at Lizzo like we do Jill Scott, and they want to go toe for toe instead of actually respecting what came before Lizzo. A la, let's say, Steph Curry. There's a big debate right now as far as influential players. They have Steph Curry up there and Kobe, and there's a lot of people that's saying, Allen Iverson should be up there, So it's the same concept of there's a lack of understanding when it comes to respecting what came before you. And I don't think we have not done a good job of that. So I think that's why this is even a debate in itself, is like Lizzo. I don't even know if Lizzo even fully awares herself of who Jill Scott is like that, to that degree. Honestly,
I wouldn't doubt it. That's no knock on Lizzo, though.
Yeah,
once again, it's no knock on Lizzo.
It's not. I think it's just people cause this debate to happen, and now this is a perfect example of, like I said, the generation like us, and even the generation before us. I think we just combined. We have done a bad job of teaching the generation after us, who came before you. Before there was LeBron, before Stephen Curry and all this, there was a Michael Jordan. There was a Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And now you have people right now in 2020 that are disregarding Magic and Bird and Isaiah Thomas and all these people. So the trend is going to continue. It's just a matter of who's going to really stop it. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense. I mean, Abraham has a point. At the same time, I still think it's class. That's just me. Jill Scott represents herself, and I get it. She has, but let's just keep it real. Jill Scott has a very sexual nature already. Like, that's just what it is. But the way she carries herself about it is way different than how Lizzo does it. If we're just not talking about weight class.
Okay, so what's the difference between shaking your ass on live camera and sucking dick?
Because
how is one better than
I'm not saying there's a score. I'm not saying there's a scoreboard.
Here's what's crazy. This wouldn't even be a discussion if not for these idiots on Twitter.
Well, here's the thing. No, also, Cecil, so I get what you're saying. The way they handle themselves matter. But when one person, one of the ways they handle themselves is to suck imaginary dick on camera.
How many times? Okay. And I hate to be.
Whereas the other person decided to shake their ass on live cam and they got demolished. Whereas sucking dick was phenomenal. I'm gonna use the word class. Which one's more classy? Sucking imaginary dick or just shaking your ass?
Lizzo, compared to what Jill Scott did, how many times have we seen Lizzo do that though?
Shake her ass? Yes. As far as I know, only that one time. Which I didn't think was an issue.
It's been many times. That's why I'm saying. This is why I'm saying.
Because the way I saw it was that people were just upset that she did it at the Staples Center where there was kids and whatnot.
I could care less about the Staples Center. Like, I get it as far as the kids and stuff like that. I care less about the Staples Center. I'm talking about the consistency of how you represent yourself.
I seen nothing wrong with yes.
Yes. Jill Scott, yes, did her thing on that stage that one time. But compared to Lizzo, and I hate that we're comparing, but
no, but you just said that Jill Scott is sexual in nature,
right? In nature, but that doesn't mean
she's done one thing, so she's had to do other sexual acts to earn that description.
That's not true. You don't have to. I don't think you have to do sexual acts to have a sexual energy or vibe in that sense. But that's a whole different conversation as far as we can go down the rabbit hole with that. But I don't, as far as acts.
Into that rabbit hole, low key.
I'm done with the rabbit hole. Okay.
As far as acts.
At this point, we're going into a different rabbit hole, not a comparison rabbit hole.
I'm frustrated. Okay.
Yeah. But all right, anyways, the battle was
video and turn off the camera, turn off the mic, go watch the Jill Scott video, come back, let us know how you feel afterwards.
There it is. Here's the moral of the story, folks. Celebrate what came before, appreciate what is now, and be expected for the future. Moving right along.
Yeah. So, like I said, the battle was great. Next is, they said, Nelly and Ludacris, which that's a very, very interesting battle. However, I do feel, just my personal opinion, I do feel like Luda might pull that off barely, though. It'll be
both from Georgia.
No, Luda's from Atlanta, and Nelly is St. Louis.
Oh, my fault.
So
disrespect.
It's interesting. About that. It's interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be close. I'm really intrigued on what Luda gonna pull out when Nelly plays Country Grammar. I'm interested to see what Nelly's gonna pull out when Luda plays Area Code. So we will see. We'll see what happens.
Actually, that would be super fun. But I got a bone to pick with Ludacris real quick. Ludacris, and this also applies to Terry Crews. That John Henry movie, never, don't do that ever.
What movie was this?
You're talking about the animated one?
No, the.
They did a live action joint.
It came out in January to limited release.
Yeah.
Bombed by the critics.
Right.
And they put it up on Netflix this weekend. So I watched it yesterday.
No,
and
you didn't.
It was.
Oh, I'm sorry, Abe.
I've never been so upset with Ludacris before in my life. Never been so upset with Terry Crews in my life. And so, Luda, I hope you watch this so you can know you need to fight whoever told you to make that movie. Okay?
Scraps.
Well,
if you want to redeem yourself, Disney did a Disney short animated about John Henry that would definitely touch your heart. So go ahead and do that.
You know what? On top of that, I have a bone to pick with Jamie Foxx too.
Oh, boy,
and T.I. Because Sleepless was trash. Okay?
T.I.
I didn't bother with it.
See, and
you said T.I.
back to back, and I got pissed off. I just had a very pissed off time. Those are 4 hours I'm never getting back in my life.
Listen, when it comes to T.I., I expeditiously don't bother with him.
See, so after the movie Takers, I knew that, like, all right, when T.I.'s in a movie, like a serious movie, because ATL is different, I can't watch it. So I was like, Jamie Foxx on that, man, I can watch most of his movies. So I enjoy it. So I put it on. I'm like, is that T.I. in the car next to him? That's T.I. in the car next to him. Huh? You know what? It's Jamie Foxx. We could redeem it. Oh, it's Hopper from Stranger Things. Okay, cool. Let's go. And no, not at all.
Well, we'll see what happens in next Saturday's well, this is actually upcoming Saturday's battle. By the time this recording comes out. But moving on, what else just happened? New music, of course. Kehlani dropped. I heard it. It's not bad. She's never my cup of tea, but it's not bad.
I'll go listen to it. She's not my cup of tea either, but I'll go give it a listen, see what's going on.
It's not bad. Chris Brown, Young Thug came out with something.
That song, yes.
Very interesting. Actually, it was a full project. It was like 12 songs.
I saw only one song. Okay,
yeah,
well, I gotta go listen to a whole project.
12. But it looks like Chris Brown is gearing up for an album. He's been popping up a lot, on social media with stuff, music.
As long as it's not 60,000.
Yes, as long as we don't have a book, then I'm fine. We don't want a full audio book of tracks. So just keep it regular, like everybody else. Let's see. I think that's all the new music that I can think of. Kehlani, Chris, of course, Tory Lanez dropped a couple weeks ago. He also did a YouTube concert, benefit concert that I thought very entertaining.
Yeah, Tory's excited to drop a new project. He feels like now that he's out of his late record deal, he can drop exactly what he wants, and so that has me excited because I'm a big Tory fan. I love Tory.
Yeah, he's super liberated, and we'll see what happens with that. Last Dance happened. By far, two of the best episodes so far.
Definitely.
I know we've covered it on multiple outlets already, but just to recap for those who are listening, really, really big. Oh, my light went off. Let me get the other light. But there we go.
Oh, Toby dropped a song too.
Toby. I'm missing who's that?
I don't know how to say his last name. I don't know how to pronounce Igbo last names, but Toby from Houston.
Oh,
he dropped
Enigwe.
Yeah, he dropped.
Yes. He dropped a song. Also has a little sale going on right now. But Last Dance recap. It was by far two best episodes so far. A lot of emotions. The first time, it was the first time actually we've heard the audio of him crying in the locker room on Father's Day when he won that title. It just adds a different feel, man. That was
it really definitely does.
Yeah,
especially when you understand just how much his father meant to him, and even individually for us, how much our parents mean to us, how our fathers mean to us, and just how crucial it is to have a father in the life of young men in general.
Yeah,
a good father in the life of young men can help steer them to great heights. And when you lose someone like that, especially at a young age, Jordan was still young. It hurts. It hurts, and to witness someone else's grief over that.
Yeah,
that
shows you success comes in different ways. And even though he had success, he was still struggling with that wound of losing his father.
Yeah.
Prior to that, he had 3 rings. He had, Space Jam and different accolades and all kind of stuff. But man, sometimes success is getting over that hump of a personal wound. And that's the biggest accomplishment. I think. I'm not him, but I'm pretty sure that's one of his biggest accomplishments was being able to survive that ordeal. But the last 2 episodes are coming out this upcoming Sunday, which concludes the Last Dance. And man, I'm excited. I know they're going to cover the last part of that playoffs, the 98 season. And that sucks because they just blew that team up. Like they blew that thing out the water. Krause was like, all right, we won. But Pippen, you go play somewhere. Go to Houston. Jordan, I want what you going to do. Cool, coach. I guess I'll keep you around for a little bit. Kerr, you can go to San Antonio somewhere. Like, he blew that team up. Like, there was no, let's talk. It was, oh, you're gone. Phil Jackson left. It was
pride. It was like, I've been taking all this abuse and people think that he's the face of it. Like, no, I'm going to show you guys that I don't need any of them. And then look what is happening.
Like, they won through dysfunctionality, which is crazy. Like, people don't actually call it what it is. Like, that organization was actually dysfunctional for that time.
It was.
But they managed to win.
I've said numerous times, winning usually hides issues and hides the ugliness. But this one, like, winning didn't temper anything. It wasn't like, oh, they were winning, everybody was happy. No, they still had their issues, but they were able to keep business and personal stuff separate.
Right.
It's how I feel like Jordan and Co handled it. They didn't let business be overtaken by personal issues, even though the personal issues were surely there. But it's man, the fact that that Bulls team didn't become relevant again until Derrick Rose, nearly 2 decades later. Nearly.
Yep.
It's ridiculous, and even then, Chicago was robbed of potential title opportunities because of
a lot of glory.
Yeah, so it was like, dang. You know what, Jerry Krause? You really, I blame you for fine.
You did that. You did that, Jerry.
That was all you.
You did that.
That was all you.
But yeah, that's next Sunday. Of course, there's some more music coming out. A lot of new things are happening. Hopefully, everybody's staying safe during this quarantine. I know, people are starting to be a little antsy. Doors are opening, but cities are opening. Cities extending dates, so it's a lot of confusion, I'll say. But hopefully, everybody's getting through it with a peace of mind. We're staying safe. Take care of your loved ones. In the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in or watching via YouTube or Spotify with me, yours truly, Cecil, with Abraham, with Osahan. We hope that you guys are having a safe rest of your day. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, even talk to your haters. Wash your hands, 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them a reminder, wash your hands, 30 seconds, not 20. A lot of these ads talking about 20, they lying, 30. And make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you listen to us and subscribe on Spotify and Apple. Also hit us up at thecraftfactory.org, or you can email us info@thecraftfactory.org, and on Facebook and Instagram. Our Instagram is thecraft.factory. On behalf of The Craft Factory, this is For the Culture. We out of here. We signing out. Deuces.
Yeah.